Friends,
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
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 Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Out of
Good morning,
44, how
sir.
many good mornings? So, we have listed yesterday's. So next, prepared,
Yes, sir.
Start.
No, it is about the Chartered Act 1813.
Sorry?
It is about the Chartered Act of 1813.
So, what is your name? He.
Sir, myself,
Can you
I'm
write your
Kranti
name?
Kumar. Sir,
Huh?
myself, I'm Kranti Kumar Devarkonda, sir.
So, better you can change your display name, no? It is coming as a he.
Okay, sir, I will do
Your
it.
attendance will register as a he, but not she.
Fine, sir.
So, you can present now, then you can change your name. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Start.
Sir, it abolished the trade monopoly of company in India
Okay.
and designated the sovereignty of the British Crown over territory in India.
Hmm.
It provided for the of Western education among the inhabitants of the British territories in India, sir.
Hmm.
And what Chartered Act of 1830 it made the Governor General of Bengal as Governor General of India and vested civil and military powers in India, sir.
Hmm.
And that time, Lord William Bentinck was the first Governor General of India.
Hmm.
Is it okay, sir? Two Chartered Acts I'm trying to give.
Okay. Great work. Next. Next. You are seeing 42 members on board.
Sir, my name is Parvati Prasad, sir.
Parvati Prasad.
Yes, sir. Chartered Act of 1853, sir. Chartered Act of
Okay.
1853. It is empowered by the from the British East India Company, sir, to retain the territories and the revenues in India, sir. To trust for the crown.
Hmm.
And it is also introduced the open competition to the selection of the civil servants, sir. The same is open to Indians also from that period also.
Hmm.
Government India Act 1858, sir. Next is.
Hmm.
It is the act of the Parliament of the UK, sir. And it is passed on the 2nd August 1858, sir.
Hmm.
And it is provided India has to govern directly and in the name of the crown, sir.
Yeah.
That's all.
And the next one is Pitt's Act of 1784 also.
Your name? Sweetie, yeah?
No, my name is Shruti.
So you can change your name, no?
Sure,
Okay,
sir,
start.
sure. This
Start.
Pitt's Act, it's distinguished between both the commercial and political functions. And these court of directors and board of directors functions will be appeared in this.
Hmm.
And this is also called as like companies, British possession,
Hmm.
and there are two councils in this that which governs, that is Madras and Bombay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it, sir.
That's it.
Yeah, I do remember only this.
Okay, next.
Sir, this is Harini, sir.
Harini, start.
Good morning, sir. I'm going to tell about Indian Councils Act of 1861, sir.
Okay.
Actually, it introduced for the first time Indian representation in the institutions like Viceroy's Executive Legislative Council.
Okay.
So 3 Indians have been entered, sir, in Legislative Council at that time. And legislative councils were established in center and provinces.
Okay.
And it initiated the process of decentralization by restoring the legislative powers to the Bombay and the Madras provinces.
Okay.
And legislative councils it accorded statutory recognition to the portfolio system.
Okay.
And the Indian Council Act of 1892, it introduced indirect elections, sir, like the nomination process.
Okay.
And it enlarged the size of the legislative councils also. Then it
Okay.
enlarged the functions of the legislative councils and gave them the power of discussing the budget and addressing questions to the executive.
Okay.
That's all, sir. Thank you.
That's it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Next.
Sir, this is Shravan Kumar.
Okay, Shravan Kumar.
Yeah, 1909, as per 1909 Act, the council members has been increased from 16 to 60. That is the major change. And the other change is Viceroy and governors. In the Viceroy and governors, they have taken the Indian membership into this executive body. The first Indian who participated in that, Mr. Sachendra Pal Sinha, I believe. And this regional classification related, like what you call religious, like Hindu, Muslim, this kind of separate constitutions they have allotted first time in that 1909 Act. And the major, this one is Minto Marley. Minto Marley, he has started that religious calculation kind of thing actually.
Okay.
So that's it, sir.
That's it, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Vinay Raj.
Sir, Indian Penal Code 1860.
Okay.
It was enacted in the year 1860, 6th October, and in the commencement January 1st, 1862. The chairperson was Thomas Babington Macaulay. They introduced this IPC, sir, which majorly the history. It is derived. The elements of these are derived from the Napoleon Code and from the Edwards Livingston Louisiana Civil Code of 1825.
Okay.
and following the Indian Rebellion of 1857. And it was already in the force in complete India, and it is not applicable for the Jammu and Kashmir. And recently the Jammu and Kashmir Recognition Act 2019, it was repealed by the state of Ranbir Penal Code.
Okay.
That's it, sir.
Hi, sir.
Sir, can I go next?
Bindu Priya.
Sir?
Rajshekhar Reddy. Go with Bindu Priya, start.
Thank you so much for the chance. Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Bindu Priya and I'm going to present about Government of India Act 1858. So first, the British people, to continue their rule in India and to calm down the rebels and revolts of 1858, also known as Act of Good Government of India. There are several reasons for this act to bring on. Because of this 1857 revolution, they brought this act into light. The only change that was spotted after this act was implemented. That was the change in structure of administration. That is, the reporting system was changed, and after this act came into light, governors of each province had to report to the Governor General of Bengal, which they named Governor General of India. Governor General of Bengal was then named as Governor General of India again. So he became he was called as the Viceroy of India. Now he is directly linked to the British government with East India where East India Company was the middle. So at the beginning, whoever governors were there, they had to report to the East India Company, and then this East India Company was reporting back to the British government. So they removed the rule of East India Company completely, and they directly linked Viceroy to the British government. And the first Viceroy of India was Lord Cannon. And also after this rule or act came into light, they abolished the dual or double system and the rule of East India Company. They appointed a Secretary of State of India, which is more like a President of India, and there was also a council of 15 members. So it is like a legal body, and they reside in British, and this Viceroy had to report to the Secretary of State of India. But for the Viceroy, we had a special power. They had a special power that they can sue against Secretary and the Council in case something bad is going on. That's it I have, and this information was collected from Wikipedia and YouTube. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Bindu Priya. And hi, sir. My name is Rajshekhar. I would like to take this opportunity to present about the Government of India Act 1935. And the source is Wikipedia, just like how Bindu Priya mentioned. So the Government of India Act 1935 was an act adapted from the Parliament of UK. It originally received royal assent in August 1935. It was the longest act of Parliament ever enacted until Greater London Authority Act 1999 surpassed it. Because of its length, the act was retroactively split by the Government of India Act 1935 into two separate acts. One is the Government of India Act 1935, having 321 sections and 10 schedules. The other one is the Government of Burma Act 1935, which has 159 sections and 6 schedules. This act led to the establishment of RBI, the Reserve Bank of India, the FPC, which is Federal Public Service Commission, and the PPC, which is Punjab Public Service Commission, and the other one is JPSC, Jharkhand Public Service Commission. And it also led to the Federal Court in 1937, and also the bicameralism in 6 provinces, which is Bombay, Madras, Bengal, Bihar, Assam, and United Provinces. Yeah, this is about the Government of India Act. I mean, the base of Government of India Act 1935. Thank you.
Okay, good. Next.
So the last act is Indian Independence Act of 1947.
Okay, start.
On February 20th, 1947, the British Prime Minister Clement Attlee declared that British rule in India would end by June 30th, 1948. And this is also known as Lord Mountbatten, the Viceroy of India. The features of this act are it's ended the British rule in India and declared India as the independent and sovereign state from the August 15, 1947. It provided for the participation of India and the creation of two independent dominations of India and Pakistan with the right to cede from the British Commonwealth. Sir. This is the features of this act. That's it, sir.
Okay, great. Next. Anyone? So, till now, how many acts we come across? Approximately, or as it is, or number?
8 acts, I guess.
8. 8 around, with yesterday's class around 12. So, these acts having other background, that is East India Company. So anyone can brief the profile of the East India Company by seeing or short profile.
Sir, it is like it is divided into company rule as well as crown rule, sir. The company rule is in between 1773 to 1858, and the second one, crown rule, is 1858 to 1947. So the basic thing of the company rule regulating act of 1773 is only because of created the governor of Bengal as the Governor General of Bengal, sir. And this is the primary first act of in creating the company rule act. That's it.
Okay.
Firstly, this is English and later on British company, which is a joint stock company founded in 1600 AD. Like it was formed in trade of Indian Ocean region with East India. And also this is a subcontinent, East Asian continent, later with King China. Yes, that's it, sir.
Next.
Sir, in the Harini, sir, in 17th and 18th century, sir, this East India Company relied on slave labor, sir. It relied on slave labor. Like trafficked in slaves from West and East Africa. So this happened, sir. And also it controlled its own army, sir.
Okay.
Like 2 lakh soldiers tried the membership of the British Army.
Sir, myself, Cecil Vinay here. The British East India Company was a private corporation formed in December 1600, and it was to establish the British presence in the lucrative Indian spice trade, which until then had been monopolized by Spain and Portugal. The company eventually became an immensely powerful agent of British imperialism in South Asia and the de facto colonial ruler of large parts of India. Partly because of endemic corruption, the company was gradually deprived of its commercial monopoly and political control. And its Indian possessions were nationalized by the British Crown in 1858. It was formally dissolved in 1874 by the East India Stock Dividend Redemption Act, and it was in 1873. Sir.
Okay, great. Next. Anyone else?
Sir, the East India Company was English company, sir. The exploitation of trade with East and South Asia and India, sir. Incorporated by Royal Charter on December 31st, 1600, sir. It was started as a monopolistic trading body, so that England could participate in East India spice trade, sir.
Next.
This is Bindu Priya, sir, and so there were frequent government interventions into this company, and they had recurring financial problems also. And the company was dissolved in 1874 as a result of East India Stock Dividend Redemption Act, enacted 1 year earlier as the Government of India Act. And then it is rendered by vestigial, powerless, and obsolete. I mean, it became powerless and dissolved. That means all its powers were taken by the British government, and it was absorbed. Its armies and everything was absorbed by the British government.
Just to add to the point, sir, in the 17th and 18th centuries, the East India Company relied on slave labor and trafficked it in slaves from West and East Africa, especially Mozambique and Madagascar, transporting them to its holdings in India and Indonesia, as well as to island of St. Helena in the Atlantic Ocean. Although its slave traffic was small in comparison with the transatlantic slave trading enterprises such as the Royal African Company, the East India Company crucially relied on transfers of slaves with the specialized skills and experience to manage its far-flung territories. And it even controlled the army, sir. They had its own army.
Independence Indian Act, sir, I am saying. Act of the Parliament of United Kingdom that partitioned British India into the two new independent dominance of India and Pakistan. The act received royal assent of 18th July 1947, and thus India and Pakistan, comparing West and East regions, come to being 15th August 1947.
Yeah, Krishna, you want to say something?
Yes, sir. Originally chartered as the governor and company of merchants of London trading into the East Indies, the company rose to account for half of the world's trade during the mid 1700s and 1800s, particularly in the basic commodities including cotton, silk, spices, opium, sugar, dyes, and all that. The company also ruled the beginnings of the British Empire in India. Company eventually came into rule large areas of India, exercising military power and assuming administrative functions. Company rule in India effectively began in 1757 after the Battle of Plassey and lasted until 1858 when following the Indian Rebellion 1857. The Government of India Act 1858 led to the British Crown assuming direct control of India in the form of the new British Raj. Despite frequent government interventions, the company had incurred problems with its finances. The company was dissolved in 1874 as a result of the East India Stock Dividend Reduction Act, enacted 1 year earlier, as the Government of India Act had by then rendered it vestigial, powerless, and obsolete. The official government machinery of the British Raj had assumed its governmental functions and absorbed its armies. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good. Next. This is the formation of and the activities of East India Company. Actually, either the Independence Act or any other act, charter acts, and the India getting independence, having the basic origin is from the ruling of Britishers with the entry of East India Company. So you doesn't have this in the syllabus of completely East India Company and their activities, but as an interest and as a comparative study, you can do one thing. So you know from last 5-6 presenters the basic of East India Company. Then start with East India Company and compare with other companies, either from the post East India Company registration or after the registration of East India Company.
East India Company formation 1600 DC, sir.
Yes. So my question is, before 1500, either you can take 1400 or 1300. Any companies are there? What are their activities? And after 15, 1600, 17, 18, 19. So 19 obviously you'll have, 18 also you'll have, 17. Not only from the British era, you can take from the company which are registered or companies which are from India or from any other country. Either you can take either same British or from the Russia or any other country which you have the interest. So base is East India Company. One is out of India, you can take any other country. And one is with Indian company. One is post East India should be one should be post East India Company incorporation, and one is after the incorporation of East India Company. Then you will understand the complete picture of what their activities, why these East India Company entered for the trade in Indian jurisdiction, and what are their basic trade, why the government is involved, either the British government or any other government are involved in the British era, or the Indian system failure. Because if there is a Indian system failure, it is given chance to enter the East India Company to India. So make a comparison so that you start as a comparative study, because in constitution law we have the concept called comparative constitutional law. So what is a comparison? Comparative statement.
What are good and what are bad, like
Changes.
Differences done by both the parties.
Comparative in articles, comparative in working period, comparative in time taken in writing the constitution, like that, sir.
Yes. When you are the starting with the constitution, better you start in comparative studies, not only in the constitution. Okay, mostly you have a basic chance of constitution because you have a wide range of comparative material. In other laws also you will have the comparative, but it's limited. In family laws, in contract, in some other laws you can compare. But start with constitution. So start with the basic of East India Company is one column. That should be your choice. You can put in middle, or mostly you can accommodate it in the middle column. One side should be Indian company. So what are the Indian companies? After or before incorporation of East India Company, is there any company? No company from India?
Portuguese.
Sorry?
Portuguese.
Portuguese companies. It will take time because it will need a small research work. One should be starting with India. The central column is East India Company from British, and the third column is your choice. You can take the Russia, China, except India,
Denmark,
and British. You can take your choice. Denmark or any other. Okay, your choice is only the last column.
Royal African Company.
Royal. It depends upon you. The third column is left to you, but the first column should be Indian company. But make it as a point, one should be before and one should be after the incorporation of East India Company. Okay. Any doubts with this assignment? Table, column, comparative study?
No, sir.
No? I am repeating, first column should be Indian company. Either it is pre or post East India Company, middle is East India Company. Third is your choice. Either it is post or pre. But no.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you please repeat?
Sorry?
If you don't mind, can you please repeat? First column is India.
Second column.
First is Indian. First column is Indian company.
Okay.
Either it can be post or pre to East India Company Incorporation. Second column should be East India Company. Third column should be your choice. You can take from any company, rest of India and British. And one should be pre and one should be post to East India Company. If you are taken the first is pre to incorporation of East India Company, the third column should be post to incorporation of East India Company. Okay? Start with the point, the introduction of the company.
Okay.
Then the background of the company, the activities, what are the laws at the time of incorporation, how it was incorporated, and the trade activities. Okay, make 5 to 6 points for each and every column, or 10. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.